What's Rick Moranis doing in Prime?
What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
So today, Nintendo put out a 7-minute overview trailer for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and it looked incredible. It looked beautiful. The art direction is flawless. It ran well, 4K 60 frames per second, or 120 frames per second 1080p docked. And also, previews for this game went live from journalists this morning. And they're extremely positive, except for one thing. And there was one thing in particular that all of these journalists seem to not like. And that is a new character in this game who is a Federation Marine named Myles MacKenzie. Now, if you've seen the previews, you would see that pretty much everyone collectively hates this character. They find him annoying. They say he talks too much. They say he's breaking immersion. He's giving too many hints. But I'm going to tell you the real reason why this character is in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now, the main reason why this character exists is because they want you to actually finish the game. So let me explain to you what I mean. So one of the main strengths of the Metroid Prime series has been its sense of isolation. The feeling that it's just you against the world. And story for the series, for the most part, has been put on the back burner. The only way to get a real story is to read through logs that are optional. These logs are optional to scan, so you could literally play through the whole game without even really knowing what's going on story-wise with the game. Now, Metroid Prime 3 kind of changed that a little bit, but it looks like this game is going to be far more story-based than the past games. So I think that one of the main strengths of the Metroid Prime series may actually be one of its main downfalls. Because the game is so open-ended, because of its reliance on small visual cues, and the fact that there's so many things in the game that are optional, and so many areas that are optional and can be skipped, I feel a lot of people end up either getting lost or simply giving up. And I think that's had a negative effect on the sales of this series. And another thing that you have to think about is that this game has been in development for pretty much a decade. It's probably due to its restart at a whole nother development team and the amount of time that it's taken for this game to come out. It just may be the most expensive Nintendo game of all time. So you're going to want players to see everything this game has to offer. And because of the inclusion of these kind of characters in the game, you're going to see more of that. Like, imagine if you worked on this game and you spent months and months designing an area of this game, only to find out that the majority of players never even got to see it. Now, this Myles character seems to be pretty much kind of like a tutorial type character towards the beginning of the game. And it looks like other characters throughout the game may take this person's place. Just a theory. But this is not the first time games have done this, and it's not the first time Nintendo has done it either. And if you guys have noticed, most first-person games have something similar, because it's a lot easier to get lost in a first-person game than a third-person game. It's very hard to get lost in a game in third person, but first person, it's very hard to get lost, especially if there aren't a lot of visual cues, and especially with a game like Prime, where the scenery is just so distractingly beautiful that, yeah, you're going to get lost. And for a lot of people, that might result in them never finishing the game. Metroid Prime games have a lot of backtracking, whether intentional or because you screwed up. But the fact is, there's probably a lot of people out there that simply don't have the patience for that. And adding these characters to this game that help keep them on track is probably going to result in this game being the most completed Metroid Prime game in history. I mean, think of all the views that Metroid Prime playthroughs get. Maybe the reason they're getting so many views is because the majority of these people didn't finish this game and they're seeing stuff for the first time. I think the inclusion of this character was a necessary evil to make this game more accessible. They spent way too much time and money making this game for people to buy this game and play it for 1 hour and put it on the shelf. They want everyone to see all the hard work and all the time and all the painstaking detail that went into making this game. And honestly, I don't blame them.